Violent Muslims shutting down government buildings across the nation now. Here's what they're doing. As the country was just hearing about what appears to be a terror attack in Flint, Michigan at the local airport there, we are now getting word that an urgent order to shut down several government buildings in multiple U.S. cities is underway. The identity of the would-be cop killer at the airport this morning, who shouted Allahu Akbar, has yet to be released, but we know what other Muslims are doing right now that have town halls and courthouses on lockdown that seems systematic. Early this afternoon, as passengers were arriving to and from Bishop International Airport, they witnessed the result of Islamic assimilation in this country. A lone jihadist armed with a knife attacked Lieutenant Jeff Neville, who was on duty there, by stabbing him in the neck. Neville is in critical condition and the unnamed attack is in police custody. But he's not the only one who's been inspired by recent terrorist attacks that have taken place in the United Kingdom. Muslims seem to be ending their celebratory month of Ramadan with a bloody bang. The City Hall in Flint immediately increased their security the second word of attack took place. This was a matter of precaution, but happened not long after a courthouse in Wisconsin was shut down for an eerily similar reason. The terrifying details of what happened inside the courthouse on June 15th went strangely unreported by mainstream media, and it's now clear as to why. Authorities were called to the courthouse last Thursday just before 11 a.m. local time after a man later identified as a 32-year-old Mohammed Hamdan. The enraged Muslim man began yelling, "I'm going to kill you all, Allah, bomb," along with other terroristic threats, Fox 6 News reports. A security officer at the courthouse told investigators shortly before 11 a.m. a suspect later identified as Hamdan parked his vehicle in front of the courthouse and walked into the building. Once inside, he began yelling loudly in an Arabic language, saying things like Muhammad, Allah, Jihad, and Malakum. He asked, "Where are the marshals?" When asked where he needed to be, he said, "I am a marshal." When asked for identification, he began yelling Jihad and Malakum. When he suddenly placed his right hand into his pocket, he caused security to fear for their immediate safety, the complaint says. He was approached by a courthouse security officer who demanded he back up and exit the building, and U.S. Marshals were contacted for assistance. Despite the intensity of the moment at the fear in everyone there, the brave marshal attempted to subdue the man and find out if he had any business at the courthouse. Hamdan only replied ignorantly by calling the marshal the N-word before he was escorted out on to the front steps of the building that went on lockdown behind him. While outside, the incensed Muslim assailant began pacing back and forth, yelling in a rambled mix of Arabic and English. The court martial treated the Muslim with respect he didn't deserve and still got called racist epithets. Yet the left is not incensed about this. It's a double negative for their narrative by proving that this man is a terrorist and a racist, two things that don't fall into the peace-loving category of his religion. Fox 6 has more on the horrifying details of this otherwise ignored day. The complaint says Hamdan was told to leave multiple times, told he would be arrested if he refused. He eventually went to his van, and with the driver's side window down, he continued to yell in another language with English words interspersed, specifically yelling expletive "you." I'm gonna kill you all, Allah bomb. When he said bomb, a decision was made to identify him. When asked for identification, the complaint says Hamdan said no and started his van. When asked to stop, the complaint says Hamdan looked at officials and tried pulling away. A marshal was able to pull him from the vehicle, and the complaint says he resisted, began to fight, and refused to be handcuffed. He was directed to the ground on Wisconsin Avenue, where he was handcuffed. The suspect's van was searched for explosives and came out clear. However, his intent was to terrorize the people, and he was stopped before anything tragic could happen like it did at the Michigan airport today. This could have been a test run for a bigger attack, which seems to be becoming the trend now among both liberal and Islamic terrorists. What's worse is the lack of response that seems to exist each time these things keep happening. People seem to either be becoming desensitized to the terror and expecting it, or seeking to protect these terrorists to not prove that Trump is right. Isn't that something? And of course, respect. How about if we walked in and started making trouble? We wouldn't even have to say anything and we'd get arrested for nothing if we just got a little mad. This is like a total threat. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.